Hi, I'm John Kessel, and in connection with 10 for 10, North Carolina Writers for Disaster Relief for Western North Carolina, I'm going to read two little pieces of flash fiction. And if you're looking for a place to donate, I might suggest the Greater Good Charities Disaster Relief Funds. They have a special fund for victims of Hurricanes Helene and Milton. So let me get started with these stories. One of them a little dark, and the other a little lighter. So, the first one is titled The Family Vacation. The family sits in the office of the travel agency. Rod is slender, fair, and athletic. James, the other husband, is darker, handsomer, and has thicker hair. Rebecca holds their infant daughter on her lap and examines the vista the travel agent has called onto his screen. The baby gums a handmade wooden rattle and drools. New Mexico is one of our most popular destinations for families unwilling to travel outside of the security sphere, the agent says, though, of course, you will all have to be investigated. Elizabeth, too? Rebecca asks. She is a new traditionalist and very protective. The agent chucks little Elizabeth under her soggy chin. The baby flails her arms and drops the rattle onto the carpet. Secretly, the agent wipes his hand on his trouser leg. Only a gene scan and an MRI to assure that she is not carrying explosives. Rod does not trust this agent. How much of a kickback do you get from the scanners? The agent stiffens. Sir? James intervenes. You'll pardon my husband's little joke. He kicks Rod under the table. Right, then, the travel agent says. We'll book you into the Sangre de Cristo Erotic Arms for the 14th through the 21st. That will give you 2 days before the forest fire and avoid the tail end of the Painmasters Convention. The agent types a few keystrokes on his board. Do you have any preferences for the flight seating? Rod is still feeling surly, but he does not want James to get the big bed that night. Rebecca cannot bear too much reality. Do you have any seats in Sense Deprive? The agent consults the screen. You're in luck. Don't worry, ma'am. You're not going to feel a thing. Rebecca preens. She is the hottest ortho spouse in the Lake District and knows it. Elizabeth coos. She is, allowing for certain well-considered alterations, her mother's daughter. James puts his arm around Rebecca, while Rod, still fretting, gathers up the baby's bag. The travel agency door whispers shut behind them. After they leave, the agent touches a hand to his throat mic. Stella, can you come in here for a minute? The door at the back opens and a woman in a predestinator's blouse comes over to the desk. She takes the chair vacated by Rebecca. The agent, whose name is Derek, has called onto the screen a seating chart for the airliner. The names of passengers already booked are indicated. He touches the screen with a stylus to indicate where Rebecca, Rod, James, and baby Elizabeth will be seated. The mother, 25, will be here, infant 7 months next to her. They are bracketed by the husbands, 28 and 32. What's the mortality profile, the woman asks. The man touches the seats of Rod, James, and Elizabeth, laying a red X over each of their names. When the plane goes down, the husbands will be killed instantly. The baby will be badly burned, but will survive for 2 weeks in the hospital before she goes. The mother, in Sense Deprive, won't suffer a scratch. The woman's mouth twitches, almost a smirk. You mean physically. Stella, you are a testament to the liberal arts education. The technician touches her own stylus to the screen, to one of the occupied seats a few rows back. A profile comes up in a window, a thumbnail, including a photograph. Okay then, here's your candidate. Jason Bixler, 27, oceanographer, hetero, recently divorced. What scenario? Asks the agent. She meets him in the hospital when she's coming to see her baby. She's devastated by her losses. He consoles her, and she finds in him the gentleness and lack of game playing that she didn't even know was missing from her marriage. Warily they court and eventually marry. 35 or 40 years, 3 children. Sounds good. Derek looks at his watch. Are you up for a drink at the Underground? As Stella pushes her seat back from the desk, she notices the rattle on the carpet. She picks it up and lays it beside the terminal. You buy the first, she says, and I'll get the second. So that's a grim little tale. I'm going to read another one, equally short. It is called Downtown. Downtown. So, at the end of the week, I shut down my left brain, got charged, and told anyone who would listen that I was going downtown. And who is it that's supposed to care? The group average asked. Certainly not you, I said, pulling on my weekend skin. Group average and I used to be featured, and they still held it against me. What are you going to do down there? The duck asked. The duck was puny and naive. Tell me something I ain't going to do, I shot back. Well, that seemed to intrigue the duck. Can I come too? It's a free domain, I said, long as you got your own charge. We left the group in the locker space and walked out of there. The sun was dying, and on the horizon the murder trees were stirred by the offshore breeze. We walked up to the transit stop, plugged in, bought a couple of passages, and stood on the platform in the sultry evening waiting for the slip. Far down the slipway glowed the lights of the city. Will there be boys and girls there? The duck asked. You bet your feathers, I replied. Ducks, too. When the slip drew up, we settled in, and before we knew it, we were stepping out into the colorful Calle Rocinante. Boys, girls, snakes! Metatron the Archangel, available for 23 amps. Ducks! Hot jazz filled my right brain, singing, Go, go, along with the four noble truths. Life sucks. It sucks because you're stuck on things. This can be remedied. Fake left, fake right, go up the middle. It was just like downtown to kill your buzz while pushing it. Stuck on things. I wasn't going to be stuck on anything tonight longer than it took me to drink it, or smoke it, or poke it. Remedy me no remedies, Chaz. First, food. We got some food. A cosmic boy accosted us in front of the cheese-restaurant. You're outliers, right? For a very reasonable price, I can provide an interstellar experience. How much? The duck asked. Before Cosmic could answer, I put the bigger of my two hands, my pushing hand, on his chest. I pushed. We aren't interested, Chaz. My friend may look like a duck, but he wasn't fledged yesterday. Cosmic sauntered off. Why did you chase him away? The duck asked. My right brain informed me that I regretted saying that the duck could come. Thanks, right brain. Look, duck, let's split up. I'll meet you back here at daybreak and a half. His display feathers drooped, but he didn't protest. So, I had me a night and a day and a night. Various transactions were made, physical and psychological. Fluids were transferred. Charges were discharged. Frankly, I don't remember most of it. What I do remember is waking in an alley between a tavern and a brothel. The duck was leaning over me. He had lost most of his feathers. His downy cheeks made him look like a girl. Holy calamity, he was a girl. Duck? I said groggily. The one and only, she replied. She levered herself under my arm and helped me to stand. My weekend skin was ruined. My right brain whirled. Come on, Shmee, she said. Time to slip home. I can't slip, I croaked. I'm completely discharged. I'll loan you. We limped through the street. Downtown was just as bright and attractive as it had been when we arrived, in a completely meretricious sort of way. Meretricious. That was my left brain coming back. We stood on the platform waiting for the slip. Ahead, another week in the reality mines. Life sucks, I muttered. This can be remedied, the duck said. To my utter and complete surprise, she kissed me sweetly on the cheek. She really is quite attractive for a duck. Anyway, thank you. I hope you found this entertaining, and I hope we can do some good for those folks in Western North Carolina. Bye-bye.